What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with 2K. Castle level is a 17, so we'll jump into it on my knight.
Get ready for a pain hammering.
Alright, so it looks like... Is that a Dr. Skull in there? Alright. So we've got a Dr. Skull. Looks like a Bone Puppeteer enraging things. I like the enrage on these skeletons. I think it could do really well. It's not something I've played around with all that much, but I saw it in someone else's castle a couple days ago, I think on Viewer Castles as well. And I kind of like the idea. Also, the reason why I like the idea is because the Bone Puppeteer himself summons two other guys, so he's kind of like a 1-1 in that sense, because he can summon 3 guys for 3 points, so you get those extra skeletons even if he just dies and doesn't do anything at all, which is something else that I like about it. The only thing that I could think that you might want to do to improve this group is you could take out one of the Snotters, take out the Archer, and add in a Defendatron on top of the Dr. Skull, because he might die a little bit too easily if you don't have him on have him with a Defendatron guarding him. Alright. So you can see kind of what I did there is I just kind of abused this corner here. I'm not sure exactly what you could do to fix that. It might just be a bad placement for a Zeke to be in on this like little corner here. Your angles are blocked off so that you can't, headshot it, which is good, I guess. But the fact that I can abuse this corner so easily and still be fighting the hunger bots is kind of a problem. Not sure, you might want to just move that guy to a different area of your castle. He's better in like longer choke rooms, like longer, I guess a little bit more wide open, but you really want to have a lot of space where he can abuse his range and where the character can't just dodge around a corner, because that's the easiest way to dodge around from a Zeke. Although it's relatively easy, to dodge away from them regardless. So as I've always said, the Stairmasters on this specialization are pretty weak until they get up to level 28. You can say they only tick me for about 17 points of damage, which isn't all that much. I would personally switch over to the teleport specialization until you get up to level 28. Everything else in this group I think is okay though. Yeah, this is a good room for a Zeke like this. I don't really want to run all the way back here to abuse the corner. I mean, now I could, but initially there's not really enough space where I can just run back around a corner quickly. So I have to dodge out of the way just by kind of running off to the side, which is still easy to dodge. It's just, if you get caught by something like a hunger bot or something like that, you can still get hit by it. Like, there is one situation where I could probably go around a corner as well. If you move this a little bit back farther in the hallway, it would be a bit better. And also, just keep your Zekes a little bit farther. Well, I guess this group isn't the same, because you have everything that you want to be... You want everything to be close together because you have the Bad Dog and then the Defendatron. But if you have something else, like a Hunger Bot or something, put it a little bit farther in front of the Zeke so it creates a little bit more distance. It makes it a little harder for Knights to get up on top of the Zeke and kill them before they get their shots off. Alright, this is one where I would say you need it spread out a little bit more at first, and then also the same thing that I mentioned with the Stairmasters. Teleport's going to be better at this level of Stairmasters. The way that the game works is because you can see the little like 1 up right below the health bar right here. You can see the little 1 there. When that gets up to 4, on every creature in the game, they gain either additional stats or an extra ability or something additional that they get when they reach level 4. Like this guy, I believe he gets Enrage at level 4, so now that when he takes damage, he's gonna have like this red glow around him or something like that. You can see the little red glow. And he gets a slightly increased attack speed at level 4. Battering Rams, I think they get, I don't know, is it Fire? Yeah, they get the Fire Trail at level 4. And then at like level 7 as well, you get, tier 7, you get an extra ability also. So with Stairmasters, they mainly gain stats and increased damage. And the damage on this smaller ominous orb thing here is really low until you get up to level 28. Like, from level 20 24 to 28, it increases by like 150 damage or something. It almost doubles. It probably more than doubles actually. So it's a pretty big deal. And the teleport specialization does decent damage at all levels. So that's why I say to do that. The purple orb is too slow to do anything. And I've switched out for teleportation also at level 32 because I think that it's better than the ominous orb one now. Almost all around. That one again, I would say that your Zeke should be farther back, away from where I am, because I can kill this guy first. You want to keep him alive. I don't mind using the 2 archers in the Zeke. Like, you could put one of the archers in front just to spot for the group, and then the other 2 kind of back in here to make it a little bit harder for the person to engage them. Alright, and then we have Count Snottingham. Which is a good boss. Probably the best in the game at the moment, in terms of like stats and DPS and stuff. Alright, so pretty good castle. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Tede. Castle level is a 32, so I'll jump into my archer. Let's see what he's got. Alright, so there's a Defendatron up here. So it's kind of tricky to actually make this work, but basically this room, and I'm not going to worry about completing this on time because I'm just going to talk about this for a second, but this room, basically, if you put it in a certain area, you can make it so the person has to go over the trap in order to aggro this group. However, it's actually pretty difficult to do because I did a lot of testing to try to make mine work. And if you just do it as soon as you can, just kind of keep going back, a lot of the times you can proc it off like that. Right to the side. A lot of people don't really know that. And, you know, will just see that they can't volley over it and go over the trap anyway. But it's really difficult to actually get the placement right to make it so that nothing gets hit by the volley. Basically, the volley is just like slightly out of range at this point to go all the way up into this room. You see how I just kind of twitch when I'm spamming volley? But it can start hitting like right inside of this hallway, which is just barely enough to hit the outside edge of this room here. Alright, let's wait for this trap. Still took a tick of damage, it's fine. Alright, there's a Jimbo here. The Jimbo doesn't really scare me, the Webmaster scares me more. You can kind of lock the Jimbo up with bear traps a little bit too easily. It's not my favorite unit. Alright. Pull through the wall. I'll hide behind this mine. See if it hurts you at all. It actually will, because you need to make line of sight with a Mr. Boom Boom at first, so I can kind of stun him with bear traps, which helps, but then I accidentally pulled the second group, which is going to be a Dr. Skull, which is really bad for me. I'm going to have to heal. Yeah, this is pretty annoying because I accidentally pulled that group. I'm not taking a ton of damage yet, but this can easily go from bad to worse really quickly if I start taking too much damage. I did end up killing the Dr. Skull on that last volley, so now I just have to deal with the Mr. Boom Boom and I should be okay. See if I can get to an area where I'm not like under trap pressure and just auto attack a bunch. And I should be able to heal up on orbs now. So that wasn't too bad, I used 1 potion. Could have been worse, but it's a good group from your end. Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't think I was going to get hit by that. I never think about Defendatrons on AoE, like I always ignore them, and it always screws me over. Alright. Another Mr. Boom Boom. This time I definitely do not want to accidentally pull the next group, because it's probably going to be another Dr. Skull pull. It's really common to see these days. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Mr. Boom Booms really aren't too bad by themselves. And there's the Dr. Skull right there. He's not actually... I think I can possibly get a headshot on him like that. So if... I don't know what you can do to stop that, but that angle specifically right there will allow me to kill the Dr. Skull before the defend will go on, because it gets initiated with the headshot. Which obviously isn't what you want to be going for. So I'm not sure if you could switch the position of the Defendatron and the Dr. Skull. That at least would make it so that if they do use a headshot to do that, they only kill the Defendatron, and then the Dr. Skull stays up for like a couple seconds longer. Or you could try to block it off with one of your other minions, I don't know. There's probably a couple things you could do. Oh my god, that missed. Alright. So yeah, teleport Stairmasters are definitely better, I think, now. And use a potion. Alright. So far this castle reminds me a lot of mine, but it's like different units. It's the same basic concept though. He has a bunch of different kinds of space control, and then the traps kind of giving a segment where the person can fight or taking extra damage. Like, those are the two options. So you have to dodge a bunch of different types of like crowd control or space control, I guess. And then also try not to take trap damage while doing that, which oftentimes adds up to a lot of sustained damage overall, because it's almost impossible to dodge everything. But with a lot of Mr. Boom Booms, which I'm not really, like, I'm not a big fan of the unit anymore. I think it's a lot weaker than it used to be. Alright, that time I timed the Defendatron out right, so that I actually got damage from my volley, which is good. Oh god, this could hurt. I keep forgetting those actually do damage now. I was just gonna tank it because I thought I was like remembering the previous patch, and I was like, oh crap, it actually does 1,000 damage now. I don't really want to take that. Alright, another potion. So I only have one left, and I probably have 1 or 2 more rooms before the boss room. Probably 1, if I had to imagine. But that last group, I shouldn't have necessarily used a potion there. Like, I should have been fine. The Cyclops was almost dead, and then I had to roll through, and actually I took a hit from a Cyclops that I shouldn't have for 500. I just double pulled, which could be really bad for me, or it could be okay. Alright, so it's going to be another Dr. Skull. I need to pull back a little bit. Kind of wait for this Dr. Skull, hopefully to get out in front a little bit. He's right there. So he's going to be walking here, and of course he's going to stop to resurrect, which I didn't expect. Yeah, this was, I don't know, maybe a mistake. Pulling back just gives him more stuff to resurrect. I was hoping he was going to come out in front. I'm going to have to use my other potion now. You can see how Dr. Skulls can really just destroy you, like, they're so difficult. I'm going to try my best to time out that that volley so it goes in between the Defendatron right there. And then the Dr. Skull's dead now, so I just have to deal with everything. There's 2 health globes on the ground, so I'm going to hopefully survive to get those. I should be able to. Although that's gonna hurt. God, these things auto-attack so much. I'm gonna die, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about with like sustained damage and stuff. It's really good. Like, I was a little bit too close to the Mr. Boom Boom or I would have survived. Because his minions were able to auto-attack me before I was able to kill them. And then I would have gotten those 3 health globes and been full life. Nonetheless, it's a good castle. It's kind of exactly what I'm going for as well. I'm gonna headshot this one. Hopefully it'll kill it. I'm not sure, like, if I really like the Mr. Boom Booms or if I think they're just they're just getting some lucky hits off. Because I feel like a lot of the time when I face Mr. Boom Booms, I'm able to kill them without taking any damage. And I think it just might be my mistakes where I'm double pulling where I shouldn't be. Because since the change where Mr. Boom Boom has to keep line of sight or, you know, stay within a certain distance, like initially they have to get line of sight and then they have to stay within a certain distance to drop out bomblets. I feel like they're a lot weaker, like in most castles that I faced, but this one was quite a bit more difficult, and I'm not sure if it was like the placement or if it was just my mistakes that made them more difficult. Oh, there's a Zeke here too. That's scary. I like this boss room actually quite a bit. I think like maybe 2 webmasters could be enough, and you could throw in like something different. Like, I don't know. Webmasters at 8, you could throw in like a hunger bot and a dampener or a puppeteer or something like that. I think 3 might be a little excessive. Like, they're all going to kind of pounce at relatively the same time. I guess it's to use up bear traps, because you can only throw out 2 of them in front of you, and if they all come kind of from the same direction, like, I think a spider will also eat up 2 because they're like big fat mobs. So I think when they pounce, they eat up 2, and then you hope that like 1 will go through and hit, will knock you down, and then the Zeke will actually get its shots off. I'm guessing that's what you were going for. Nonetheless, I do like it, and your castle overall was quite good. It killed me, and yeah, that's always pretty good. So we will jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Dextral. Castle level's a 19. Jump into it on my knight. Alright, so killer crabs obviously are just a time waster. You want to kill them, well... I like how the puppeteers are a little bit delayed, because you don't actually realize that they're there. And now I can't actually get around the killer crabs, which is annoying. I ended up killing them. What I was going to say is you want to get away from the traps so that you can just slowly kill these guys. Like, they don't deal damage, they really are just there to be annoying. So, you just kind of auto-attack them a bunch, and it's okay. I do have to be a little concerned that it might be a time-wasting castle, and in which case I would have to start like double pulling a little bit. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, it's a pretty easy group, all in all. I think like it could be a little bit better on Resurrect, but even then, the healing doesn't really do much, and then, you know, everything dies in kind of 1 or 2 hits, so I don't know how much I like that. I guess with the Dr. Skull that you have right next to it, that could be actually pretty interesting. That's not too bad, now that I'm looking at that part. But like, this group by itself isn't very good, but combine that with the Dr. Skull and it's not as bad. Although he doesn't walk all the way over here to resurrect everything, which is a little annoying. I don't know if you can get him like a little bit closer, it might be better. Because he's not resurrecting this majority of the group if you fight it over here. But I guess it works. At first I didn't like it, now I kinda do, so. Although it doesn't do much damage, it wastes a lot of time. I'm wondering why it doesn't do a lot of damage though. Maybe it's just because my armor is pretty high on my knight. Or if maybe Doctor Skull is like a level under where it should be. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find another one in your castle. Because I was sitting there tanking the skeletons for a little while. I know at like level 32, the skeletons do 100 or so damage, which can add up quite quickly. Alright, this guy can be annoying. Especially if there's a puppeteer healing him. Alright, teleport, Stairmasters. Probably 2 on the other side as well, if I had to guess. So we want to isolate these as much as possible, kill them, and then wait for the other 2, which are right there. I'll wait until they get close to me so I can get probably a free smite off. And I'll use a potion. So I like this group quite a bit, something I kind of use similar in my castle. I think I have a Smelly Warrior inside of mine instead of like a Stairmaster sometimes, but nonetheless it's still good. Stairmasters are like probably just as good. I don't know exactly how much damage the Smelly Warriors do at this level, so they might not be worth it. I just know they're somewhat worth it at level 32 now. I used to hate that unit, but it's okay. Alright, and then Stairmasters, good. Looks like there's nothing on this side until up here. Hold this, wait for it to come around. I see a Cyclops, Battering Ram, Cyclops, okay. And these guys are on the 3-punch thing. I might have to use a potion here. That healer, man. I do like how your healers come a little bit late so that you don't really think that they're coming, and then they just kind of show up as you're fighting the other units. Yeah, these guys are actually doing quite a bit of damage to me. It's pretty surprising. So I don't know if you can make it so that Defendatron is a little bit closer to your Cyclops or something like that, but you notice how I'm able to drag him away so that I can like de-link the Cyclops from the Defendatron, and then it just linked to a random skeleton, which is not ideal, obviously. So I'm not sure if there's anything you could do, or you might have wanted it to be linked to the Puppeteer, and it's accidentally linked to the Cyclops instead, in which case you have to make it either so the Cyclops is a little farther away, or the Defendatron is... Yeah, this could be a really annoying group. Sorry, so because the Defendatron is a little bit closer to the Puppeteer is what I was going to say. I stopped my sentence because this group's going to get really annoying really quickly. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kill it, and I think just make it so that the Puppeteers are delinked and then hopefully be able to kill everything, but it might be a little bit more difficult than, a little easier said than done here. Ugh, and he got defended again. There, he delinked. But now he's linked again.
Potion me. Stat.
I'll probably die in this group. This group is a lot more annoying than the one that I made, I think. The one that I used to use with a Defendatron and a Dr. Skull, I think this group is much better. I know it really sucks, but what can you do?
Oh God. Ah. Oh, my tummy hurts.
Get that! Oh, I wish I was on my archer and I actually could get life from those. My archer has like plus 200 life on gathering an orb. Alright. I think I'm okay now. Well, I'm gonna survive. I didn't make it in time, but I survived. That was a tough boss room. And the reason why it's tough is mainly the Hunger Bot, honestly. Like, the two healers by themselves, I can't out DPS it, but then the Hunger Bot just being there as I'm trying to get up close to them and deal my damage, like, it'd be a lot easier for an archer, but for a knight who has to stand there and try to get attacks off that Hunger Bot chain, you just can't really think about it. Like, you have to deal with everything else. Pretty good castle. This is number 3, so we'll end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of ViewerCasters, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. Spreadsheet in the description so you can see like where your name is on the list. And you know, I do try to do like one a day. Sometimes I skip one for, you know, giveaways or for different videos that I do. And usually I update the list once a week, so if your name doesn't pop up immediately, don't freak out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.